Whew. As you can see, we've got the jet washer, my big battery, Welkin's galley, not galley, whatever they're called, doors. This boat's going to be a whole new learning experience of new things, isn't it? I remember the Lugger was as well. And we're going to give Welkin a really good clean today. Yeah, so it's 10 degrees and the shorts are back on. And it's nice because it's been quite cold the last week, and it's gonna get cold from about tomorrow onwards. It's also gonna get very rainy and windy, so there's a big storm coming in. So if I don't get her jet washed today, probably not gonna get her done until the beginning of the, or certainly the beginning of spring or next year. The river's ebbing out, you can see from the ducks there. We've got quite a flock of geese and ducks over there actually. They've been kind of set up their home over there. I noticed last week we were here and there was a whole gaggle of them over there. I'm gonna go and get my coat because I forgot my coat, and we'll get the cover off and we'll get spraying. Right, I've got the wet weather clothing on, as you can see. I've got my Crocs on, new Crocs, because the old Crocs still work, but they're so slippy. The grip seems to have gone on them, whereas these are really grippy. Got to find a whole new place to put the camera on. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's quite cool. Now, a few things I'm going to mention. First off, here's my top and my nice trainers. They're going to go inside. So it's going to be a big test to check that if anything leaks, then they're going to get wet. The other thing we're going to do is get the galley, I keep calling it galley doors. The gangway doors are going on. Let's get these in the right order. These are the old ones, but they're better than nothing. Oh, it's fancy having galleyway. It's fancy having gangway doors, isn't it? Wow, it's like a real yacht. Look at that. Look at that. And she's ready, but look at this. Oh my God. So I've got my jet wash down there, my battery, the hose is ready to go and on. There's only one thing for it. So it's interesting, I can't work out if I spray the thing in here, it comes out here. If I spray it there, it goes out the back, but they're not actually leaking. And I suspect it's to do with these pipes, because how is something going to go down to here and then back up? And I think that's what the problem is. So we're going to have to just be a little bit careful with how we get rid of water, because we are going to get water in the bilge if we're not careful. But as you can see, look at the difference. It's shocking, isn't it? How good. I haven't even done this with this new one, so it's looking brilliant compared to what it looked like before. There we go. Look at that. You can see the polish she's had on, but my God, look, she looks white. not like a horrendous mucky colour. You can see from the windows, look, a little bit got in. This was the first one I did, and you can see that the rubber around here has just gone. The other thing is though, these windows are crazed, but they're not bad. Now I've cleaned them, you can see through them. She's sparkling now, isn't she? I mean, this obviously needs, the windows need to come off to clean that. A couple more leaks in there. The front window was quite good actually, but I had a better angle on it. And then she's just kind of a bit dirty. I mean, that might come off. She's got a little bit of weird shadowing, but look, if you look at that, look, that's just where I think you've just got like a coating on there somehow. No paint, no, I can see. Here, this side is a little bit worse than the other side. And again, it's this sort of weird grey sort of stuff that just needs a bit of a, oh look, needs a little bit of a clean. Ah, underneath to these as well, which obviously we can't get to. But all in all, that went well. Let's have a look at the other side. You can see the other side, it's more whitey smooth, how it should be. A little bit of oranging here. Again, I think if you get a bit of a scrubbing brush onto her, you know, like these bits here, look at that. I think that would be brilliant, you know, it will really sort her out. I've also got into these. Oh yeah, they spin much more freely now. And those, oh yeah, look at that. One thing I would say is there was some tiny little bits here of and then on the top there where there was repairs where the stronger jet wash did it did kind of pull a bit of paint off, but only little bits, so nothing we can't handle. So let's go. Look at her now, look at her. Wow, I bet she hasn't been that clean for a while, but look, she's brilliant, isn't she? Look at her. Look. Oh yeah, some little bits came out of here, look. But, you know, stuff like this, we can handle that, you know. Isn't she beautiful, though? Look at that as well, look. This sort of stuff, I think if you get a very, very mild abrasive on here, or even the polisher, this is just going to come up beautiful. She really is. What a beautiful boat. If anything comes out. Oh, it does. The next thing we're going to do is give the bilge a pump, just see what happens. Yeah, not much happening there. So you can see, oh, I've just got to crouch down without getting my bum in the water here, but any water that goes down this hole here is going to go down there, and then it's got to go up. So I don't really know how water's ever going to drain down there, and it drained when I put the hose on it because that hose has probably took all the water with it. Now likewise, that's connected, this is connected, this rear pipe is connected to here, and this pipe is connected to the outer drain. I mean, that's never going to work, is it? So this drain here, we might seal them up and see how we get on, and reconnect these two. But this isn't going to work at all, is it, as a drain? I don't really know how that's ever worked. It's the same the other side, you can see there. So we're going to have to sort that out at some stage. Yeah, but God, look how clean she is now. Come on. Just got sidetracked by a bunch of birds flying in then. Look at all the birds. There's like flight, it's like a bird airport. They're all waiting for migration, I think. Let's have a look inside. Oh my God, that, first of all, that moves so much more easily. It almost slides. There's a few bits here we've not cleaned, but you know, we'll have to, we couldn't do everything with the jet wash today. Let's take these boards out. Quite like these. Oh, yeah, oh well, there you go. And then let's have a little look in here. I mean, other than there's a little bit of splashing. Now that came through here because I really went for it there at the beginning and I saw it. I had to just stop doing it. You can see a little bit of water in the bilges down there, and that was dry before, and down there. And then there's a bit of splashing here and a little bit off the windows. But other than that, we're looking quite dry. You know. So my jumper test, I think that passed. That unfortunately was the bit on the side here. So any water that did get in has dripped and collected and run down the side there. So that will have to go and dry in the van. I'm checked under here. There doesn't seem to be any water here, which indicates the seams are really good, which is really good. Windows can be fixed. The seam can be fixed, but obviously it's a worse thing to fix. But in here, we've got quite a lot of water. So there and there. And that joins up. So water must have got in and through somewhere. And in the bilges somehow. And I've got to just try and work that out. I'm going to get rid of this little bit of carpet that's on the bottom here. I don't really... Yeah, that's the smell. I can smell. That's going to go. We don't want that. I think in future, if we need anything on the bottom here, we'll put something wooden just to take your feet off the plastic. But I'm happy with the plastic, to be honest with you. Wouldn't really bother me, that wouldn't. So I've just put the negative to negative, positive to positive. And that green light says it's charged and it's okay. That green light there. I mean, I've got to be very mindful. I have got to be mindful of this going in the water. But that looks like it's connected up. So it might have a built-in switch. So let's put this in. I think it does. And see if that works. Nope. Not quite sure about that. So we can just pop that on there. Hopefully I won't electrocute myself. I'll just try and get rid of some of this. Right, so I know I've got a bilge pump that I can use if we do get some rain, and I'm just going to have to keep my eye on it because I don't want to put the cover back on. With the heavy winds and stuff, I'm thinking it's not going to be great. Right, we're coming in to have a look at the mast. This is the bottom of the mast, and what we're looking for here is basically where we're going to feed some wires out. Now, this here actually looks quite thick, doesn't it, at the bottom here? And the reason for that is it may be because, is that solid or this thing here? I don't know. But this is for the bolt for the tabernacle, which you may just see up here. The bolt is in the tabernacle there. And what you do is you would bolt that in and then lift the main, the mast, beg your pardon. There's a whole lot of stuff on here. I don't know what it's for. There's some cleats. This is for the bows, the boom, I think. This goes inside. You can see it waggling to this. Well, there's a line there, definitely. You can see it waggling up there, look. So that does something, and I don't know what. Just trying to see. Oh, it's kind of got a blue. It's a blue and red line. We'll go and have a look for that. It's not this one, is it? I don't know. It could be for pulling something up, like the jib or something. This is the top of the roller furling mechanism, and this has got a really good roller furler. So I forget the name. It's a really good brand, and it's got this lovely shoehorn here which stops you getting tangles. Oh, it's a very famous model of 406S. I can't get pin backs out of my head, but it's not pin backs. And I've been learning how you fit these on. You have to take this off, I think. Oh, this has got the pull here. So here's the cable here. You have to get that nice and tight before you attach it. So it's actually got a little tabernacle that probably pulls out here, because obviously you can't tighten it at the top because you can't reach it. But you can see at the moment these shrouds and forestay here looks in good nick. No fraying. My Lugger had fraying shrouds for about 1.5 years before I replaced them. These look in good condition now. Nice and thick, aren't they? There's a couple of things I want to show you at the top. The first thing is, this is the forestay connector, which is supposed to be the same height as the shrouds. So that is there, but he's been connecting his forestay up here, which is very odd. Or let's have a look. Yeah, he's been connecting it a bit higher up for some weird reason, if you look in the photos. But we have got quite a bit of stuff on the go up here, which could be useful for a spinnaker. Although I wouldn't want to fly my spinnaker off the top here. I probably want to fly it as low down as I can get it without it getting in the way of the jib. But we'll work that out. It's nice to see that it's got some fixings here already. Now, one thing we've got to do. This, I suspect, are bolts for a wind vane. So I think this has had a wind vane already. What we need to now do is measure up this top section. Again, I don't know what that is. Probably for the oh no, that's the main sheet halyard, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got loads of lines on here that I have no idea what they do, but there we go. One, that looks like it's got screws threaded in there for I want to put a mast light, a top light on here, navigation lights, and I'd like to have, obviously, a hole we need for wires to go down for that and the wind vane. And I think that will be all we need up here to begin with. I want to see if I can fit her in at home. So let's... So we've got right at the end of the tow bar hitch. And we're going to do it to the end of the boat itself, which is going to be about there. Which we're looking at, well, let's say 6 meters 60. One thing on the other Sailfish I looked at that was bad was that I think they call it a tongue, but this front bit here, so from this point to there, was like right out here. It was so long, it was unbelievable. So it added loads of length to the boat. The other thing was these things that stuck out, but you can see that these are really close to the pivot point of the wheel on this boat, whereas the other boat, and even the Lugger actually, they're right out here. And the Lugger actually sits quite well off the back of her trailer, which makes her easy to launch and recover, but you know only too well that without support she'll tip back when you're standing on her on a trailer. So this is good news, 6 meters 60, because I can't really manhandle this boat. She's too heavy to push around on your own, and she's certainly going to be too heavy for me to push around on my gravel at home. So if I can push her in straight and then maybe just push her over one way and the other, that's good news. So we'll have a measure up when I get home. nice being tucked away at the end of the boatyard, but my God, you have to get like all the hose out in the world to reach you. Lots to think about, and it's interesting. I hope it's interesting for you to come along this journey with me. You know, there was me at the, coming to the end of my Drascombe Lugger tenure or ownership, and thinking that I was going to go to a more basic boat, but actually there's a whole lot more to learn. Anyway, as if on cue, it started to rain, and there's the rain that's coming in. So the weather report was right today. We're going to have one last look at her. Jeremy Clarkson, a well-known, Top Gear guy, once said that he wants a car that every time you get out and walk away from it, you always want to look back at the car. And I think this is the boat that makes me look back and look at her. I'm pretty sure of it. I just can't stop looking at her. I love her. And once we've got those windows done, and we're going to put a stripe at the bottom there just to get that looking neat. Once we've done that, she's going to look beautiful. I can't wait to get her in the water. I can't tell you enough. Anyway, on that note, thanks for coming along today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps me. Also, the like button. Give me a like. And that helps the algorithm sort of recognise me and put me in front of others. So I'd really appreciate that. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. I'm not sure what we'll do or when that will be yet. We've got to let the weather dictate that a little bit. But we'll definitely be doing something. So I will see you then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.